Today we will be discussing the Cactus Jack Travis Scott Nike SB Dunk Low. To be specific, in today's video we will be discussing some release info, and we'll be skipping over the background information considering we just spoke about that not too long ago regarding Travis Scott sneakers. Then we'll be discussing how to cop, and finally some resale predictions. So to kick it off with the release info, these release February 29th for $150. However, the special box version will actually be releasing tonight through Travis Scott's website exclusively February 22nd, tonight. So with that out of the way, why don't we jump right into how to cop these. Let's talk about how you could get your hands on these pairs. It's going to be the best opportunities to cop manually if you can't afford a bot or monitor. Let's start with what's tonight, Travis Scott's website. Now, on the previous drop, we were expecting another first come first serve release with products.json removed, but to everyone's dismay, we actually got a raffle instead. It is very likely that we will be seeing a raffle again, so let's go over how you could exploit that manually as well. First, regarding personal info, make sure that you add periods in between characters in your email, then change the last 2 digits of your phone number to any numbers you want. There's no verification when it comes to this. Then you want to add 4 random characters before your street address. And finally, you'll need to have multiple Chrome users already set up to save you time from clearing cookies, considering every single Chrome user does already have their own unique cookies. Aside from that, it is very likely that they may filter multiple entries from the same IP, and if they don't even filter it, it is very likely that if you send too many requests within a small period of time from too many different Chrome users, you're likely going to get temporarily IP banned. So it is suggested as a safety precaution that you do use a VPN on each Chrome user, or you could use a proxy switcher extension, anything like that. Or if you don't want to use any of those, you could even use multiple different devices all as hotspots. If you perhaps have your wife's phone to use or your girlfriend's phone to use, you could borrow that. Now, I think you would be fine with several from the same IP address, but if you do intend to make mass entries, especially as fast as possible, I highly would suggest using different IPs for the entries. Now, hypothetically, if they don't go the raffle route, you would of course just want to add to cart as fast as possible, and of course be ready for a capture from the checkpoint. Now, as you're waiting in queue, you can also do the same on 2 additional Chrome users. Any more than that on the same IP address, and you are risking temporary IP soft ban. Now, either way they drop, I will tweet out on my Twitter. My Twitter is KeithAdam10, so feel free to follow that if you just want to stay 100% update on tonight's release. But moving on from tonight's release to the main release on February 29th, where the majority of stock will be, the non-exclusive box version, I would first highly suggest you guys to go onto Google and Google skate shops near me and enable the location search for Google, and any skate shops you're willing to drive to for the profit for these sneakers, that of which we'll discuss later, I would highly suggest going to within your radius. Now, before you go to them, of course, you want to check out their social media page as we approach the 29th. You will see that many of the larger ones will start posting if they are going to be receiving them or not, or just for clarification, if you don't think that they're going to be posting on any social media, you can feel free to give them a call. They usually list their phone numbers on their websites. And then the majority of them will be doing in-store raffles. Very rarely when it comes to a release this hype that they're actually going to be doing first come first serves. But if they do the in-store raffles, highly suggest that you bring as many friends as you can, you bring as much family as you can, just to get in as many entries as possible. Now then, of course, when it comes to any other additional online raffles, I will tweet out a list for you guys on my Twitter, again as stated before, KeithAdam10, and essentially we'll be using the same exact strategy as we discussed earlier, and if it does require you to input payment information such as SNS or End Clothing, I would highly suggest checking out privacy.com so you can make multiple different cards for free. Now, when it comes to Nike sneakers, this of course is going to be your #1 opportunity. This is where the majority of stock will be. Not only that, but Nike sneakers has been pretty good with stopping bots on extremely hyped releases lately. Although they didn't load yet, it is expected to be a draw on the 29th, so that should give you plenty of time to enter in as many accounts as possible. But hypothetically, if it isn't a draw and if it is a Leo, you will only have around 2 to 3 minutes to enter in as many accounts as possible. For those of you who do need additional Nike sneakers accounts, I will be restocking them on the site TARS. Feel free to check that out in the link in the description. Here you could buy reliable, affordable, pre-verified sneakers accounts. If you go onto the site and there's no stock, they will be restocked shortly. They've just been in very high demand recently. For that, I do apologize. So you can feel free to just check it out as the days progress leading towards the 29th. Now, finally, of course, other sites like Undefeated and Dover Street Market eFlash will be dropping online, but your only shot without a bot or monitor will likely be Foot Patrol, and that's if Foot Patrol even drops. As of of very recently, they haven't been dropping every single hyped release, but they still do. For example, today actually, they did drop the Milan mids and also the Paris lows, those of which are extremely profitable. So it would be appropriate to prepare for safety at around 3 a.m. Eastern time. That's when they normally do drop. You can feel free to open up the Foot Patrol app if it is still open, because sometimes they do close it. Then just search up something along the lines of SB Dunk or Travis Scott, Cactus Jack, any of those keywords, and it'll likely pop up around 3 a.m. Eastern time. Now, when it comes to resale predictions, of course, without a doubt, these are going to be extremely profitable. They're going to have an incredible margin. I think that goes without saying. Pretty obvious for most of you guys who've at least been in this game for a decent amount of time. But anyway, with that, I'm going to conclude it for today. Again, if you guys do need sneakers accounts, feel free to check the link in the description periodically throughout the week until I do restock them. Also, feel free to leave a like if you did enjoy, you perhaps learn a thing or two. Free to subscribe to stay 100% updated on any hyped release that is coming up. With that, I'll see you guys later. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and good luck, of course.
Always told me not to play when another man's foot is in the way. Get your foot off my foot. Ah. Get your foot off my foot. Yeah. Your feet are so big, just like a clown. It hurts so bad, you're bringing me down.